Afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody across the world here. Across the world. My name is Reverend Ordo, and this is the Anonymous Mando'Ade Network. Now, for over 60 plus years since the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, there's been a lot of crazy shit over the years. Theories, a lot of conspiracy, all this, who was involved, who done it, who pulled the trigger, all this stuff, And so now, supposedly, allegedly, 80,000 were released. 80,000 documents. Now, James Files here recently said that if Donald Trump released the documents of the JFK assassination, they would probably be fake, because the reason is they were probably not going to give out the actual documents, because they wanted, because when the files were classified, the waiting period would be until 2070. Okay, because at the time, most of the people would be already gone by then. But President Bill Clinton signed into law the John F. Kennedy Preservation of Files Act. To see him, you have to wait 25 years. My question is, why wait 25 years when you could just release them, declassify them? Because by then, most of the people are already gone. Nixon. Who else? Nixon would be already gone. Only people who would be alive would be Bush, Ford. Anyone ties to the assassination is already gone, except for one person, James Files. But there's few out there that were involved in it, that were still alive. But again, James Files, who's still alive, who was the guy on the grassy knoll who fired the one shot that put Kennedy in the ground, said if Trump released these documents, they would probably be fake, because they didn't want to release any of the actual files, because it would expose some people involved. Now, many new information came out recently. Really, now Mando'Ade has been brought in as the ones really involved, allegedly. That's why the quotes. Now, I've often questioned myself, because over the years I start to understand, things over time. And the more you kind of take your time of putting things together, and the thing is, you don't want to jump to conclusions. You want to do it piece by piece by piece by piece, a little bit at a time. Now, what happened in Quantico in Langley at the CIA facility. That was in the news. And we all know what it is. PSYOP distraction. Exactly. Because ever since the documents were released, that happened. We probably all know why it happened. Distraction. See, it seems that they need a distraction for something, right? They need a distraction for something. We need a distraction for something. Depends on what it is. So, lately, between November 18th and today, there's been a lot of PSYOPs, a lot of distractions. I mean, a lot of distractions. Now you hear about Donald Trump ignoring the pardon of Dr. Anthony Fauci, because he's gunning for Fauci, big time. He removed the details protection for Hunter Biden and Ashley Biden. Completely removed the Secret Service protection of Hunter and Ashley Biden. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. When you look at, okay, when you pay attention, really pay attention. Take things with a grain of salt. Because if you take it with a grain of sugar, it'll be a little bit too sweet. There's many things, next we're supposed to be seeing the RFK files as well as the MK files, right? And there were more assassinations. You got MLK and Medgar Evers, man. I mean, how come you don't look at those files of the passing of Malcolm X and Medgar Evers? Both were gunned down, Also, Huey Newton. He was the head of the chapter of the Black Panthers. He was only 21 years old when he was shot and killed by the Chicago PD. As part of that CONTELPRO. Yeah. Here's a guy, 21 years old, laying in bed by his girlfriend, who's pregnant with his offspring. At the time he was shot and killed. During that time, it was very turbulent and very chaotic. From 60 to 69, though, that 9 years was very chaotic. Civil rights era. It was getting hectic. The 60s was a powder keg that went off in a very, very huge, extreme way. You look at first Dallas, the Dealey Plaza. You know, if you look at if you look at the Dealey Plaza, you know the way Dealey Plaza is. That's the death zone for Kennedy. Because you had two shooters at the very top of in the sixth floor. Sixth floor. You had two guys at the Dell Tech's building. You had one guy hiding behind the overpass, where he's laying there, and he had a clear shot. You had James Files at the grassy knoll. Now, the rifle that Oswald allegedly used was a Italian-made Mando'Ade. It's an Italian-made rifle, cheaply made, poorly used. You could not get 3 seconds. I mean, you could not get 3 rounds off in 3 seconds. You can't, unless if it was a automatic rifle, semi-auto. No. But this one was bolt action. You couldn't do a bolt action in 3 seconds. It's impossible. Unless if it was a German Luger rifle. You could get 3 off in 3 seconds. Maybe even 3.5, 4. Maybe 4. You know. Now, there's been a lot of marksmen tried that. Couldn't do it. Why? Because it was all made up. Unless if the Mando'Ade was made workable. Bolt action was it was clunky. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it in 3 seconds. You couldn't do it. You know. Now, if the gun was made properly, where you could do it, then you could. But the thing is, at the time you could order a gun through the Sears catalog at the time. You can't no more. You can't. There was so much during that time. I mean, you had Oswald doing that. Castro. He was handing out pets for people for Castro because communism was running amok, even back then as well. You know, and but behind the scenes, and so many questions about Oswald. Why did he really go to Russia? Why did he wanted to? I mean, he got a citizenship in Russia, got married, had a kid, came back to the United States. Now, the question is, did Oswald really defect, or was he a plant within Russia to spy in Russia? To spy for the CIA in Russia? Now, mind you, this is the Cold War. This is the Cold War because during that time, Russia was building a wall down through Germany. Russia had control of all of Eastern Germany, while France, Britain, and the United States had the western side of Germany. And that's when the Stasi, right, Stasi, the reincarnation of the Gestapo, still pulling the same shit that they did back then. And you ask a question like, well, this is really odd in a way, don't you guys think? I mean, it's files are released. What do we know? I don't know. I want to check it out. I'm like just pondering here. I'm like really wondering, should I check it out? Should I take a peek? I mean, you can go on a website to check them out. I don't know. I'm still kind of part of me wants to see them, part of me doesn't. Because I know I had that curiosity. But do I really want to see them myself? Yes, and probably not, to be honest. I mean, I've always wanted to know. Curiosity can get the best of anybody, Curiosity can kill a cat, But curiosity can drive someone into madness. Yeah. Big old curiosity can drive someone to madness, man. Like, just really, their minds, they get so Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So, I'm going to go and see about going online, see if I can read something. I'm not gonna hold my breath over it. If I can't see him, or read him, probably not worth the effort. Because a lot of people for years and years and years wanted to know. And I mean, it's like, what caused us to go to war in Vietnam? The lie about the Gulf of Tonkin that got us into the war in Vietnam. A lie. It's just like the lie on 9/11. The reason we went through war in Iraq and Afghanistan. That bullshit, And I often ask the question, but more up here. Every now and then. Tower 7, for one. We all know how fire gets. After a while, fire starts to cool. But it's funny how the BBC in England, right? They said Tower 7 went down. Tower 7 didn't even go down for another, what, another almost 15 minutes? Fire did not take down Tower 7. It was demolition. It was demolition. Just like the Twin Towers were demolition, you know. I'll tell you why. You take a 747, right? 747. Wingspan is about 300, almost 400 feet. Like, huge. These are huge fucking planes, you know? Now, the thing is, the girders are fucking tough. These are tough girders, man. Iron. Right? One plane came in on one side of the tower. Second one came on the other side of the tower. We were a lot about that. Jet fuel is 4/5 kerosene. Good luck with that shit. To melt the girders, to weaken them, it has to be at least between 11 to 20,000 degrees Fahrenheit, man. Hot. Nanothermite can burn through metal like hot knife through butter. So, what really took down the Twin Towers? Controlled demolition using nanothermite as a backup, as a distraction. Planes couldn't take down the Sears Tower or the Empire State Building. But all of a sudden, they could take down the Twin Towers. Government lie at its worst. Government lie at its worst. Tower 7 came down, controlled demolition. Yeah. Planes didn't do it. Fire didn't do it. Controlled demolition did it by using nanothermite. Have you noticed post 9/11? The cut slants in half? Slant cuts? Have you guys noticed that shit? Slant cuts. So fucking perfect. Those slant cuts. Slant cuts, right? Like, so perfectly done. They use the same stuff as they did when they took down the Astrodome and other stadiums across the world to build new buildings. They used nanothermite demolition to take down the old stadiums to build new ones. You know. Yeah. So it was not. It was no. There was no fire caused Tower 7 to go down. It was controlled demolition. Twin Towers, planes, controlled demolition using nanothermite. So it was an inside job. You got firefighters 24 years later questioning it. Still wondering about it, you know. 1,500 firefighters, demolition experts, architects, you name it. 1,500 said it was a controlled demolition because planes with that kind of jet fuel would not do the damage. It was controlled demolition, folks. That's what it was. Now you have the 9/11 Commission. Same bullshit, same as the JFK Commission, you know. It's all bullshit, man. Do you know why that? You want to know why that officer J.D. Tippit was killed? He could resemble JFK's body double. They had him killed. Why? To use his brain to put in Kennedy's head. They had to put the brain of J.D. Tippit in the head of John F. Kennedy and do a cosmetic surgery to make it look like Kennedy was never even hit in the head. So the brain of J.D. Tippit is in Kennedy's head right now in the grave. That's why they took the body of J.D. Tippit, the officer of Dallas, to Air Force 2. That's a plane used by LBJ. Why? To remove the brain from J.D. Tippit and put it in Kennedy's head. Imagine that shit. Dorothy Kilgallen. Look on YouTube. Type up Dorothy Kilgallen in What's My Line game show. And you see her in that show as a panelist, asking questions. That's the same woman who set the bar so fucking high for female journalists for decades to come. She did the first ever in-jail interview with Jack Ruby. Only one to ever do it. She set the bar so fucking high. And I mean so fucking high. Not one female journalist ever in history of the news would ever touch her loafers. Not one. Not Barbara Walters, not Jane Pauley, not Kitty Couric. Nobody. Not a fucking one would ever even go near her. The bar that Dorothy Kilgallen set for women journalists. That bar is so fucking high, nobody in the media would ever go touch that. Not one woman. Not even one. Not even Candace Owens will reach that level. No. No way. No. But she was found dead in her home, wearing her glasses, and the book she was holding was found upside down. You know she was murdered. All our notes, everything else, gone. Who has them? It's like the diary of Marilyn Monroe. Where's the diary? Who has the diary? Right? And did you know when they were going through Marilyn Monroe's house for renovation, they found her home bugged? They found bugs in her house. Not bugs as in wiretapping. her home. Her home was wiretapped, and she didn't even know it. Do you think that Marilyn Monroe took her own life, or was she murdered? That's the biggest conspiracy of all. That's one of many of all time. Some say, "Oh, she was found dead of a unalived herself." Some say she was murdered by the Kennedys because of what she knew. Oh, plus her diary, her red diary. Where's the red diary at? Where is the red diary? Somebody has it. Also, where is the papers that Dorothy Kilgallen had? She was reporting, and she goes, "I'm about to blow the biggest lid off this son of a bitch." Those are not her words, but she says she's going to blow the lid off this, All of a sudden, what happened? She fell in love again. Turns out to be a CIA agent, operative. Yeah, operative. Somebody has her notes. I don't think the FBI has them. I don't think the CIA has them. I think somebody has the notes. But I could be wrong on that. Somebody has those notes, and yeah. One of her friends got the notes, everything of her work. Then later on, they handed it out to somebody else, and later on, they were found deceased. Wow, hold on. Whoa. Head rush. Yeah. Said a mouthful, guys. Now, the thing is, the JFK files are released, but how much of it is released? Is James Files telling the truth? I mean, he's still alive. He's still alive. James Files is the guy on the grassy knoll that fired the fireball round that hit it right above Kennedy's right eye. High capacity round, handgun with a rifle sniper scope. How I can tell? He bit into the casing of the fireball round circa 1962. Years later, a father and son found the casing. It had teeth marks in it. There you go. Check out James Files' prison interview, and he'll tell you everything, man. He'll tell you. The reason he's in prison, because he knows that if he's in prison, he's safe. The warden kept an eye on him. Yeah. The warden knew who he was. Kept him protected all times because Files were getting visit from the FBI every week or 2 weeks, and the warden found out and said, he put two together. So Oswald didn't do it. Oswald did not do it. Impossible. How could Oswald do it? He shot 3 rounds. No. That's what we're supposed to led to believe. The coup de grace shot came from the grassy knoll. Who was it? James Files. What gun was it? It was a handgun with a sniper scope on it. The round was a high capacity round. One shot right above Kennedy's right eye had exploded. So much force, impact, his head exploded. There was no much. There were hardly any brain matter left. You could say he was dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. That's when J.D. Tippit was shot and killed, but it wasn't Oswald. Oswald did not kill J.D. Tippit. It was somebody else. Why? They needed his brain to put in Kennedy's head on Air Force One. But they took both bodies, took some place, put Tippit's brain in Kennedy's head, sewed up like it's nothing. And where's it at? In Kennedy's head, buried in Arlington's National Cemetery. Yeah. Tell me that's crazy. Tell me that's bizarre, right? Bizarre. Because Oswald did not kill Officer J.D. Tippit. Somebody else did. They wanted to put Tippett's brain in Kennedy's head. Now tell me that's gory, right? We're gonna kill you because we're gonna need your brain to put in Kennedy's head since we, that bullshit, But between 64 and 68, 15 to 20 people were killed in a very bizarre, sinister way. Yeah. A lot of people died during that time period. Man, one of them was Mary Myers Pinchoff. She was wife of a CIA agent that had an affair with Kennedy. And they blamed the murder on a black guy. Tell me that's fucked up. And he didn't do anything. It's fucked up. Hey, Bitty B, what you doing? What you doing over there? Come here. Come here. Come here, girl. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, this is Bitty Bitty. This is Bitty Bitty. Oh, big girl. Yeah, you good. It's a Bitty. It's a Bitty. Oh, you good girl? Are you good girl? Huh? You good girl? Huh? You good girl? Are you good girl? Huh? This is my dad's dog. This is Bitty Bitty. This is Bitty. She's a long-legged Chihuahua. Huh? Are you a Chihuahua? Huh? Are you a Chihuahua? Huh? Are you a Chihuahua? Yeah, it's a good girl. Lizzie, come here. Lizzie, come here. Come here. Lizzie. Yeah, that's but supposedly 80,000. That's what's supposed to be released. 80,000. 80,000 released, I doubt that many was ever released. I doubt it. Because Tim Spiro said that if Trump releases them, most of them will probably be fake. Because the CIA and FBI are known to create fake shit. Right? Here's another one I want you guys to check out. The 1971 FBI office break-in. It's going to be an hour. And very, very interesting. 1971 FBI office break-in. And I'm going to tell you how the COINTELPRO was exposed. This was about a year before J. Edgar Hoover died. Yeah, this is before J. Edgar Hoover died. This was 1971. Hoover died in 1972. Hoover died in 1972. Yeah. J. Edgar Hoover died in 1972. The FBI office break-in was 1971. So, check it out, but also check out James Files' prison interview. He will tell you detail by detail by detail about the JFK assassination. James Files was part of Operation 40, but also part of the Cuban assault to take out Castro, which failed more than one time. I'm saying about nearly 60 years of time before he actually died of natural causes. Only dictator that survived through the years. He outlived Gaddafi. He outlived Ceausescu. He outlived Kim Jong-il's dad. He outlived, shit, you name it. Castro survived until, 10 years, was it 10 years ago? 10 years ago? When he died? Maybe, I don't know. So, and, yeah. Check it out. And my name is Reverend Ordo, and this has been the Anonymous Mando'Ade Network. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification, and always live healthy, happy, and wise. And I mean healthy and wise. And I mean that, healthy and wise, man. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed.